Welcome back as we continue our series of enjoying our walk in the Lord by discovering, living in, and walking in the joy of the Lord. Why would you want to do it any other way? Our joy returns when we let God handle what we can't control. As we've gone through this series, I guess one of the major things that has come out in all these videos is stop being a control freak. Let go and let God. It's not just a saying. It's just not something we speak. It's do it. Are you carrying things God never asked you to hold? Many of us are waking up every morning and trying to do a job that was never assigned to us. The general manager of the universe. Is that who you're trying to be? The general manager of the universe? We try to manage outcomes. We try to control other people, and we try to predict the future. And then we wonder why we're exhausted. Here is the hard truth. You were created to be a child of God, not the CEO of your life. A child trusts. A CEO stresses. If you're tired of carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, today we're going to learn the joyful art of handing in your resignation. Oh, how good's that feel? Hand it in. Stop being CEO. Let your Father direct your paths. We lose joy when we try to control what only God can manage. Control feels safe but drains joy fast. Trust feels risky but leads to peace. Proverbs 3, verses 5 to 6. Trust and lean not. Right? Lean not on your own understanding. Trust. Two key words here. Trust the Lord thy God. Lean not to thy own understanding. The word trust here means to place full weight on something, not partial weight, not backup weight, full weight. Lean not comes from the word that means to support yourself. God is saying joy leaks out when you keep supporting yourself instead of resting your weight on him, right? Trust. Therefore, lean on him. Don't lean on yourself. Simple. The magic is in the doing. Psalm 46:10, be still. It means to let go, to slacken your grip. Stop being a control freak. That's what be still means. This is not passive faith. This is active release. Joy begins when your grip loosens. Stop getting in your own way. God's trying to work in your life. Stop getting in the way. Stop trying to take control. 1 Peter 5:7, cast your care. Cast all your cares on him, for he cares for you. It means to throw upon completely. Cast your care. Not gently place, throw. God carries what you stop carrying. Right, give it to the Lord. Stop carrying it around. Joy flows where trust replaces tension. Surrender is not weakness, it is confidence in God's strength. In fact, the opposite of that is pride, isn't it? Oh, no, I'm not, or lack of trust. When we talk about, I want to be more faithful, well, that's giving it to God. That's trusting God. Letting go does not mean losing. It means placing outcomes in better hands. Have you ever held on longer than peace allowed? Exodus 14:4, the Lord shall fight for you, right? The Lord shall. The word fight means to wage battle on your behalf. God does not co-fight. Hello, does that drop a bell? Is that a little ha-ha moment? God does not co-fight. He fights for you. He fully fights. Joy returns when you stop stepping into battles he already claimed. Stop getting in his way, as I keep saying. Stop. One thing today you're going to get out of this video. Stop getting in God's way. Stop being a control freak. God is in control. Then let him control. Stop being a backseat driver. Isaiah 41:10, I will uphold thee. Uphold comes from the word meaning to grasp firmly and support. God is not barely holding you together. He is actively sustaining you. Matthew 11:30, my yoke is easy. Easy comes from the Greek word meaning well fitted. Heaviness was never designed for you. Joy returns when you carry what fits and release what does not. Join yourself to the Lord. That's the whole thing. Like the old oxen, they're all yoked together and they travel as a team. We are to yoke ourselves to the Lord. Therefore, be led by the Lord. Let him carry you. Let him guide you. Stop going off on your own. Joy grows when striving ends. Trust invites joy because it frees the heart from anxiety's grip. Anxiety thrives on imagined control. Joy thrives on surrendered trust. Being a control freak. Like you think you're in control, but you're only imagining it. You're not really in control. You're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. You can't control others. You cannot control other circumstances. You are not in control. So instead of being delusional and thinking you are, why don't you just hand over to the Lord? Philippians 4:6-7, be careful for nothing. The word careful means, to be pulled in different directions. Be anxious for nothing. Anxiety splits the heart. Peace comes when the heart is gathered back together in trust. Psalm 55:22, he shall sustain thee, meaning to provide and to nourish. God does not just hold you up for a moment. He supports you long term. Trust him. Matthew 6:4, take no thought for tomorrow. Thought comes from the same Greek word meaning to be anxious or to worry. Worry always borrows trouble from the future. Joy only lives in today. Do you see that? Worry borrows trouble from the future. Just think about it. I know it's easier said than done, right? I know it's easier said than done. But if you're worried about what's happening tomorrow, and even if what you're worrying about is true and it happens tomorrow, well, why worry about it twice? Why not let tomorrow take care of things for tomorrow? Then you have to worry once. You're putting yourself through the ringer twice. And then you're more than likely the next day think about the day that went before, and then you start worrying again, I could have done this better than that. So you end up worrying for 3 days. When in reality, you didn't have to worry at all, but at worst, you only had to worry for 1 day. Why make a rod for your own back? Take no thought for tomorrow. It doesn't mean we don't plan. It means we don't get anxious about tomorrow. We don't borrow trouble from the future. We don't borrow anxiety from the future. The present holds joy. Worry lives in the future. Joy grows when we stop rehearsing what might go wrong. Have you ever done that? Oh, what if? And then if that happens, this will happen. Oh, and that happens, that'll happen. And all of a sudden, you've created this whole universe that doesn't exist. Anxiety loves the phrase, what if? What if I lose my job? What if they leave? It writes a horror movie in your head that hasn't even happened. Surrender switches the script to even if. Even if I lose my job, God provides. Even if things change, God is faithful. Joy lives in the even if, because that script ends when God's victory, not your failure. Even if. Habakkuk has come up so many times in this series about if the fig tree does not blossom, if there be no fruit on the vine, if there be no herd in the stall, I've lost my job, I'm as broke. Even if. It says, yet will I rejoice in the Lord. You see, that's the even if. Even if those things happen, I will rejoice in the Lord. Flip the script. Change it from what if to even if. Isaiah 26:3, mind stayed on thee. Stayed comes from the word to mean to be leaned fully upon, to fix. Peace shows up when your thoughts stop pacing and start resting. Psalm 112:7 says, we shall not be afraid of evil tidings, meaning to tremble inwardly. A heart fixed on God does not shake at headlines or rumours. That's worth saying again. A heart fixed on God does not shake at headlines or rumours. The internet is full of headlines and loaded with rumours, innuendo, conspiracy theories. It's just riddled with them. A heart fixed on God does not shake at those things. Proverbs 16:9, the Lord directs his steps, means to establish firmly. God does not guess outcomes. He establishes them. That's why you need to let God be in control. because he's the one that will direct your path and establish them. When God writes the ending, joy lives in the middle. This is where your confidence in God comes from. This is where your trust and your faith in God comes from. He is the author and the finisher of your faith. When God writes the ending, joy lives in the middle. Come on. He is the author. What do you got? What do you got written for me next, Lord? Surrender creates space for joy to return like fresh air. A tight grip leaves no room for peace. Release lets joy in like opening windows to morning. I mean, just think of a tight grip. Just tighten your hands. You can feel the tenseness. A tight grip just leaves no room for peace. You got to learn to let go. Surrender to the Lord. Psalm 37:5, commit thy way, meaning to roll something off yourself onto another. Joy returns when the load is rolled onto God. Isaiah 12:2, I will trust and not be afraid. Trust just means to have this confidence in God, and this confidence crowds out fear. Psalm 13:5, my heart shall rejoice, means to spin with joy. Notice the order. Trust first, joy follows. Just trust him. Trust him. Joy is often one surrender away. Final word of encouragement. You were never meant to manage everything. You're meant to trust someone who already does. Control exhausts the soul. Surrender restores it. Every place you loosen your grip is a place joy can breathe. You are not failing because you feel heavy. You are human, and God is inviting you to put the weight back where it belongs. Trust brings peace. Peace makes room for joy, and joy will return when your hands are free. Sometimes the release is the miracle. Sometimes the miracle is the release. Maybe the thing blocking joy is not lack of faith, but too much carrying. Breathe, hand it over, say it out loud if you need to. Lord, this is yours. Finally, click below in the description, in the link in the description to download my Joy Reset bundle. It'll help you practice daily surrender, make room for joy to live inside your heart again. It's a free resource. You can go sign up, download it immediately. You can start today. Avail yourself of that offer. Thanks for watching today's video. I'll be back tomorrow with another one in this Walking in the Joy of the Lord series, and I look forward to seeing you then.